Hello and welcome to our class on making sunscreens with natural products. We're going to talk a little bit about bug sprays as well. I'm going to keep this pretty brief. I just want to touch on a few subjects. What I mostly want to get across to you guys is that I don't really know what I'm doing. And maybe you don't either, and it's okay to try new stuff. So I bought a bunch of new stuff. Most of what I'm going to be doing today I've never done before, but I have made lots of sunscreens before, and I have blended a lot. But the point I want to get across today is you can mess up when it comes to sunscreens, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about photosensitivities. You can obviously not have enough UV block and not put enough sunscreen on your baby, and your baby gets burned, and that's bad. So those bad things can happen, but if you're using the right tools and you know what you're doing in terms of what you're mixing together and how to make it stronger and how to make it weaker, and that's what we're going to talk about, then you can tweak it and you can maneuver it around a little bit. Okay, that's enough of intro. You can join SEAMS. The Council for Emotional Alchemy and Molecular Science is our Facebook group and our academy that we teach classes through. So if you want to join us there, please do. If you want to join my YouTube page, subscribe to that. I got lots of fun videos, past classes, other random tomfoolery that you can check out. But so we're going to get started here today. I'm going to bring you in a little closer. Hey, how you doing? Sorry about the shaking there. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer, and we're going to talk about first about what oils are really good to use as our base. So let me get my screen share kicking here. I want to show you all a little chart I found. It's pretty fun. My screen share doesn't want to work right now. Come on. It's okay. You can do it. It's okay. Okay, now we are screen sharing. So I want to go to this chart. This chart. And if you're having trouble seeing that, I don't know why I cannot make it bigger. At any rate, these are 10 oils with natural SPF. We have carrot seed, which is the highest at 38 to 40. I'll tell you a story about that in a second. Wheat germ is 20, coconut oil is 2 to 8, macadamia nut oil is 6, shea butter 3 to 6, raspberry seed oil 28 to 50. Avocado oil 4 to 15, olive oil 2 to 8, almond oil 5, and jojoba oil is 4. So that's the basis of what we're going to start with as like our diluent, what we're going to be adding stuff to. And then we'll get into oils in a second, but I want to talk about carrot seed oil because I used it in one of my previous sunscreen blends, and I actually tested that blend at Splash Town with my daughter. It tested very well. However, I had a first date to go tubing. Interesting first date, right? And I was all excited because this girl's into the same kind of stuff I'm into, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to share my sunscreen with her and impress her. And needless to say, it did not impress her because it stunk and it ruined her bikini. So I no longer use carrot seed oil. So that's the kind of thing that you can only learn by doing it. I had read plenty of blogs. I hadn't seen anyone say that, but now I know. I don't use carrot seed oil for that purpose. So for the purposes of today, I've got some coconut oil. I'm going to show you the other coconut oil I've got in a minute as well. This is fractionated liquid coconut oil, organic, of course. And then I've got some solid coconut oil. I'm going to show you how we're liquefying that in just a moment. And then the main oil I decided to play with is the red raspberry seed oil. And this is Dr. Adorable's Rubus Audeus is the official name of that. It's another organic product. I just found this on Amazon. It's red raspberry seed oil. Dr. Adorable. I just couldn't pass it up with that name. So this is my, so here's my strength, right? I've got 26 and I've got 8. And both of them vary, but so if I want stronger, I go with more of this. Most of the friends that I talk to want less strength in the SPF, and they just want to block a little bit. They want to get some sun still. So that's how you play with that ratio. And then I've got some zinc oxide powder. So zinc oxide powder, again, is going to be to make it stronger. If I'm making a blend for a baby, let's say a blend called Liquid Skin, which is a name that I'm going to use for like my really powerful sunscreens, I'm going to have a blend with a lot of zinc oxide and a lot of red raspberry and not a lot of coconut oil. And the other way around, if you have a girl that's really dark and loves to be out in her bikini all the time, right? So yeah, so let's start playing in just a moment. I'm going to go get our oil, and then we'll talk about essential oils in just a moment, and bottles and recycling and such. So I wanted to show you all my tricks. So come along with me. Come this way, please. All this art, by the way, is all my roommates' most of my roommate guys' art on the walls. Not necessarily those, but these. See? I'm going to take you on the long way tour. See the nice art on the walls. So we're just walking to the kitchen. I want to show y'all what I do to liquefy my coconut oil. So this is me brewing my tea, my daily moringa tea that I drink. And this used to be a solid, but you can see now. Can you see now? Yeah, it's pretty much all liquid. There's some solid in there, but I could definitely pour off the top. So that's liquefied like I wanted. Oh, and while I'm here, I'll show you. I'm just soaking my bottles in water so I can get the labels off. If you're going to be making sunscreen or other chemical products, I recommend drinking a lot of wine and eating a lot of hot sauce, because apparently that's where I get most of my bottles from. I get these really fun little bottles. These Italian wines, $2 bottles, right? I mean, you'd almost spend this in buying bottles. That's like one of the biggest expenses to an alchemist is glass bottles. So I'm always on the lookout for glass bottles when I see cool glass bottles. And then I've been having some weird stuff with my heart, so I needed to get some beet juice. So of course I went and got the beet juice in the really cool bottle. I think this would be a nice little mini, I'd probably sell this for $5. I'd probably sell this one for like $30. And then I've got a real fancy one here. I don't know if you can see, it's angled. I get this at work. You can see the angle on that there. I'd sell this one for maybe $50, $60, $70. I'd have to do the math on all that. But at any rate, it's fun for me to collect bottles, get the labels off, and then I got something I can recycle, So yeah, I have this one started already. So let's just do it, You can talk about it all day, or you can just do it. I mean, that's the whole point of this class. I want to show people, like, you just dig right in and you get down and dirty with it, So, and I'm not measuring this. I don't really know which measurements I would use. If I had a measuring cup, I wouldn't know what to put in it. I'm just going with intuition. I'm a Cajun, so it's how we cook. It's how we do everything. But I'm going to use this whole entire bottle of red raspberry seed oil. I bought like plenty of bottles of that stuff. So I'm going to have plenty to make other batches. And by the way, that's the only challenge of making sunscreen like this, is having the investment to buy all this stuff up front, right? Because we haven't even talked essential oils. That's where it kind of gets pricey when we add in the essential oils that block UV. But if you can make a big enough batch and get in with some friends that maybe have some oils that you can use, make sure they're consumable oils, make sure they're clean, pure. The company I work with is called Ameo. We have clean, clinical grade oils, doTERRA, Young Living, Gritman, some other great companies. Most of the other oils I didn't just mention, unless they're really small companies doing it themselves, most of the other bigger companies are not good oils. And the thing about essential oils is they have this way of getting past the cell membrane. So they kind of have a key to get through the cell membrane. So funky oils are worse for you than no oils. So if you're gonna play with essential oils, please play with the best, because you're giving your body something great that can get through the cell membrane and do some real great things inside the cell. However, if they're attached to a pesticide, an herbicide, a chemical, a filler, any of that junk, it's going to bring it inside the cell and it's going to do more damage than good. So look for consumables. If the company says they're drinkable, liability-wise, they're probably really, clean, pure oils, or they wouldn't be saying that. So I love to drink our oils. I almost always have a bottle of peppermint in my pocket, freshen up the breath, gets rid of headaches, gives me a little pop of energy when I need it. Yeah, this isn't an oil class, but we'll talk about essential oils more in terms of sunscreens in just a moment. So we're just going to dump this whole thing of red raspberry seed in there. Very scientific here. And then of course I'm going to recycle this little bottle, put sunscreen right back in it. Actually, I might. It's plastic. I usually only play with glass. When we're playing with essential oils, this is not an essential oil, by the way. This is just red raspberry seed oil. When we're playing with essential oils, you always want to play with glass. That's why you see all my recycled materials as glass and whatnot. Okay, so I've got a decent amount of the liquid coconut oil. Now I'm going to put some of my solid coconut oil. And the reason I'm doing that, by the way, is because I want to... Oh, did y'all see that? Just missed my computer and I saved it somehow. But the reason I'm doing that is because I want to have a way to balance my thickness. You know, if I need it, after I mix this together, if I need it thicker, I'm going to add more of what I just liquefied. If I need it thinner, I'm going to add more of the fractionated liquid, or I'm going to add some red raspberry. Where am I? Gosh, that could have been really bad. I almost spilled that everywhere. Caught it. Oh, you can't really see what I'm doing. That's okay. I'm pouring oil into a jar. All right. So now we've done that. And then how much zinc oxide do we use? This is where I'm going to be honest. I have no idea. Like, I don't know how much to use. I know it can't really hurt you. Zinc oxide is pretty inert. It's definitely not one of those things that's bad for you. However, I do tout my sunscreen to be a salad dressing sometimes. And for these purposes, at least this specific blend, it's not a salad dressing anymore because zinc oxide is not consumable. Everything else was consumable. The coconut oil, the red raspberry, the essential oils I'm going to talk about are all consumables that you can add. But this zinc oxide means I'm caring more about making the sunscreen that's actually going to block the sun than I am about being cute and making it a salad dressing. But the way I like to tout this this sunscreen, and I need a new name, so y'all help me come up with a new name because Skinny Beach is taken apparently, so I can't use Skinny Beach. But this sunscreen keeps the sun away, obviously, blocks the sun, keeps bugs away. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, how we make this a bug repellent as well. It reduces aging spots, and it melts fat cells. So you can't really go wrong with all those things, and it's a salad dressing if you keep the zinc oxide out. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So I'm going to close this baby up. I'm going to shake it, and I'm just checking for thickness here, but I'm going to have to let it cool to see where the thickness lands because I heated up my coconut oil, as you guys saw earlier. So I'll have to see where that lands. I can tweak it in terms of thickness. That's why I wanted to show you, you know, the different ways I tweak it. I got some nice oil on my hands here. Okay, so let's talk essential oils now. What you want to be careful with when you're dealing with a sunscreen or a bug spray for that matter is what's called photosensitive oils. And there's a component, I can't remember it. Let's just screen share. So photosensitive oils can give you it's not a burn, but it looks like a burn. It discolors your skin, and it's not really dangerous, but it's not cute either, especially if you're trying to wear a bikini. You got big orange patches on your skin because the sun lit up some citrus that was on you. So most of the photosensitive oils are citrus, and most of the oils that are really good for bugs are citrus as well. Is that Coop in the house? I think my boy is here. Nice. Okay, so first we're going to start with photosensitive. So the word I was trying to think of is bergaptine. And so oils that have that in it, you don't want to put into a sunscreen because of this photosensitivity that I just spoke of. So the tough thing to deal with here is that what's good for bugs is also citrus. So you see lots of citrus there. Now, when I'm making a bug spray for Houston, I'm mostly focused on mosquitoes. That's just what we deal with. But you can see here, just a chart I found online, you can see here that we have lots of different things to use, but lavender and lemongrass are two of the key ones for mosquitoes. So lemongrass sounds like it might be a citrus, but it's not. It's not on the photosensitive list. So lemongrass is totally cool. So I'm going to add some lemongrass and I'm going to add some lavender to my blend Now, how much? I'm going to say somewhere in the 10 to 15 drops per the container I'm using here. And lavender, by the way, is also one of the UV blockers. And on top of that, wait, did we get to this yet? Yeah. And on top of that, you have 3 other oils: patchouli, myrrh, I already said lavender, and helichrysum. Helichrysum is the really pricey one, but it's the most effective. So these oils actually go underneath the skin and block UV from underneath the skin. So that's really super cool. And it's a way to basically enhance your sunscreen with, you know, just a few drops. You're going to enhance what your sunscreen is capable of. So that's super cool. I'm going to stop the screen share here. Okay, so that's about it. How much would I add of each of those? I would back off on the helichrysum just for price. Unless price is no option, I would add, again, 10 drops of that. Lavender, I would increase it because it's cheap. It works for both sun protection and mosquito repellent. I would put close to 30 or 40 drops of lavender. Patchouli, in the middle, somewhere around 10 to 15, 20. Myrrh, same thing, pricey like the helichrysum. I would probably land that around 10 to 15 drops. And then lemongrass. Lemongrass is another like super, super cheap oil. I would use about 50. I'm going to take you out to the door to meet my boy Coop. If you haven't heard of Marshall Cooper, he's the shit. What up?
Oh, hey.
We're online.
Hi, guys.
I'm just about to wrap it up, but yeah, we're just making some sunscreen. What's up, boo? This is Anna CQ, y'all.
What's up?
Y'all say what's up. It's Frank.
What's up, dog?
How you doing? Oh, I'm just wrapping up the online course. We're about to alchemize.
Oh.
We're about to. I got all kind of stuff to blend with. This is a
Squad.
Check him out on YouTube. Throwing it down. Nice one. Cool. So that's the basic. That's like sunscreen 101. Some things I didn't mention is you can use beeswax as an alternative to the thickener. You can use beeswax. You can use shea butter as an alternative to the thickener as well. And in terms of replacing the coconut oil, you saw, I mean, one of the most beautiful ones is avocado oil. And you can go with carrot oil, but it's going to stain your bikini. And then there's wheatgrass, and it stinks. So that's why I chose red raspberry seed oil. You want to red raspberry? That's red raspberry seed oil.
I see that.
You want to smell that one? See if it smells beautiful. Okay, cool. So we're gonna wrap it up for our online class. We're gonna start our in Houston class here with some of my best friend peeps. Y'all keep on keeping on. Holla at our YouTube channel below and spread the word. We can do everything healthy. We don't need all them chemicals on our skin, y'all. It ain't good for you. I saw a commercial for DEET on the bus. DEET is one of the worst things you could put on your skin. You don't want no
need
DEET.
chemicals.
You don't need the DEET. Namaste and much love, y'all.
Squad.
Squad. Peace.